Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I am your host, the Ranting Monkey, and I hope you're well. I am sorry for how I sound, guys. Holy crap. I actually finally got to hear it. I do sound like I'm calling in somebody's ransom note, don't I? Fuck, and my throat hurts. But that's all right. That's all right. We'll push through. We'll push through this morning. It's good to see everybody over there in the chat. Remember, guys, if you're watching this or listening to this on the podcast, you can watch it live on YouTube pretty much daily at random times. I will be uploading this one. I haven't done one in a while. I've skipped the last several, mostly due to laziness. Robot monkey. Am I roboting, guys? Am I roboting, or are you just talking about the way my voice sounds? Lady Monkey got me sick, y'all. Look, she's a sweetheart, but she got me sick. Damn it. So you're the Google employee they interviewed? No. Well played, Chap and Cat, but no, that wasn't me. It's just somebody who they made sound like me. I should sue them, right? How dare you steal my likeness? Whoo, man. Oh, God. Y'all, I woke up to something stupid today. So here's what happened. Last night, I was, okay, our game stream got canceled. Satsu couldn't get his internet working. No big deal. I went and I picked up The Sims 3 on Steam because there's not much to get on Steam in this summer sale right now. But I had a chance to get all of the expansions that I want. Over on Origin, I only have like 3 or 4 of the expansions, and this is like I can get them all. I can afford it because I got my Father's Day money. Yay! So I picked it up, and I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll let that download. I'll go upstairs and I'll watch some TV. Something I haven't done in a while. Just go up there and watch some TV by myself, not meaning to fall asleep. And then I fell asleep. I fell asleep on the couch. Oops, because I was going to do something last night after it was done downloading. Now, some of you guys might go, wait, The Sims 3, hasn't The Sims 4 been out for a while? Yes, but that game sucks. So I thought, I'll stream some Sims 3 when I'm done watching TV and it's done downloading. Yeah, and apparently I fell asleep. Oops, these things do happen. But then I woke up this morning and I was in trouble again. I was in trouble for a tweet. Twitter was mad at me again. Now, luckily this time they didn't suspend me. They just gave me a "you aren't allowed to do this" kind of thing. I want to share it with you because holy shit. Why does Monkey sound like he's pretending to be Batman? I'm sick, Poppy. I'm doing my best here. I'm doing my best. But this this is actually what I woke up to on Twitter, you guys. Your account has been locked, Ranting Monkey. What happened? We determined that this account violated the rules specifically for hateful conduct. You may not promote violence against, threaten, or harass other people on the basis of race, ethnicity, national origin, sexual orientation, gender identity, religious affiliation, age, disability, or serious disease. Now, I did none of those things. None of those things. I didn't promote violence against, threaten, or harass anybody on that basis, on any of those bases. Bases, is that the right way you say that? Anyhow. But this is I was responding to somebody and I said, dude, he said it. If there's a retard and a cow and no other food source, he'd see no issue eating the retard. This is because of the vegan gains debate. Somebody was mad about it, and I just pointed out what happened in the debate, where vegan gains indeed said that if he were on a desert island, there was no other food source, and he had to choose between a retarded guy and a cow, he would eat the retarded guy first. Now, you have to admire his values. Values, is that the right word here? Him sticking to his guns that cows and retarded people are no different from each other, right? That's fine. But I was just relaying the conversation. I wasn't insulting anybody. But look at the dates. Look at the fucking date. July 1st, 2017. 2 fucking years ago, almost to the day. Dear God almighty, man. That's what I was in trouble for today. That's what I got in trouble for because, whoo, man, I said the word retard, which by the way, there's nothing wrong with the word. Y'all got to stop pushing that notion. You're ruining language, man. It's a descriptor and not always a negative one. I was talking about somebody who is retarded, which by the way, up until not long ago was a medical definition, you fuck nuts. Who'd you snitch on, monkey? I didn't snitch on nobody. They snitched on me. I don't even understand what I did there. 2 years ago. Yeah, seems like someone is starting they're trying to start someone, says Justin. Well, maybe. They had to dig a long time to find that. I don't know if they've changed their algorithm. Yeah. Or if somebody, yeah. I have pissed off a few people recently. Eric, thank you. Morning Monkey, woke up in a bad mood, hoping you can bring some fun back into it. I will do my best, Eric. Right now, I'm whining about people needing to mind their own fucking business. I pissed off a few people recently, and I know I have. But I've been very careful. Because believe it or not, guys, I don't like to get in trouble. I'm just good at it. I'm like really, really good at it. This goes back to when I was a child. It's not that I want to get in trouble. I want to be free, is what most of it boils down to. And ever since I can remember, I've gotten in trouble with my parents, sometimes teachers, especially in the later half of my, the later quarter of my education, and then bosses, and now social media. I just get in trouble because I see stupid shit and I have to say something about it. Like in that instance, that guy was mad because I had said, Vegan Gains had said some stupid shit. And I had to point out, no, look, it was him. I didn't say it. He said it. Which, I mean, that's not my fault he said it. But yeah, I woke up to, your account has been locked. Click here to see what you can do to take care of it. And I'm like, fuck, okay. And I was trying to remember, like, what the fuck have I done? What have I done? I can still irritate people within the rules. I try to stay in the rules because I do enjoy social media. I do really like playing on Twitter. I enjoy playing on the YouTubes. So I try to stay within the rules the best I can. But I hadn't done anything that I could remember recently that was like insulting directly or I did make my poll yesterday, which I think might have pissed off some people. I had a poll yesterday asking of the 20 people who participated in the debates, are they Democrats or dirty commies? Now that upset some people. That upset a few people because how dare I be so mean to those guys? It's all right. Y'all be fine. But yeah, I'm looking. I was like, what the hell did I? And then I saw that 2017, July of 2017. Ah, fuck yourself, Jesus Christ! If that wasn't a bot that caught it, if it was some person and you can hear my voice, I hope you accidentally sit on your plunger. Monkey, seriously, did you somehow mess with the sound? No, guys, listen to me. I am sick. Did I listen to last night's stream? I did. I didn't mess with anything. None of the sound settings have been changed, guys. This is just how I sound right now. Do I need to get Lady Monkey on here to confirm that for you? I think she's around somewhere. Well, I know she's around somewhere, but I don't know if she's downstairs or upstairs right now. I'm not masking my voice. Yes, guys, I know. For all of those who are telling me that I sound different, I know. Anyhow, the other thing that I saw this morning that really annoyed me is there's a new video from the YouTube people. Do you remember? Do you remember our nuanced folk? You're nuanced. It's nuanced. Why don't I give my throat a break? Asks pissed off Shih Tzu. Because I don't want to. I know what you're talking about. I get it. It makes sense to probably be quiet, but I like what I do. You ever go to work sick? That's what I'm doing right now. I'm just going to work sick. It happens. Um, so the nuanced people at YouTube have put out a new video explaining how how the new analytics work and how they can help you figure out if uh, if your videos are performing how they should be using what they call the funnel. Um, there's some inside baseball stuff here, but the long and short of it is, by their own metrics, my stuff should be doing much better than it is. Much better than it is. But they're a bunch of dirty nuancers. And if you watch that video and you have videos of your own, realize they're full of shit. They just are. They're full of shit. Excuse me. For someone to find and report this, they must be a serial flagger. YouTube algorithm should spot people like this. Well, in fairness, it was the Twitter algorithm. Um, and they may have. What I don't understand is Twitter usually, uh, especially that far back, looks at something or looks at it. I'm not going to go in and argue with them over it because they have a vendetta against the. I don't know why Twitter doesn't like retarded people. I really don't. They Twitter is anti-retarded person. They don't like downsies. They don't like autistic people. Twitter does not like them and wants to hide them in the shadows, like they did in the days of yore. Put them in the basement, lock them up, and don't talk about them. Because if you do, something might happen. Monkey, did you send out the links? I thought I did. Let me checks. Did I actually hit send? Yeah, I did. You got to realize we're at almost 8 o'clock in the morning. This is a lot different time than when the guys are usually on with me. Sometimes Polly's up at this time. Jack's usually asleep. He comes on usually if we go this long, maybe 9:30. Your sick voice would be perfect for creepy pasta. My regular voice would be perfect for creepy pasta. Everybody keeps telling me your voice would be so good for this, this, and this. Like, are you saying my normal voice sucks? What is wrong with you people? I'm awesome all the time. Oh man, it is Saturday. You know what's going to happen today? Lady Monkey is going to make me go exercise. She uh she got passes for a local pool. My doctor told me several years ago now, I guess. Yeah, it's not months anymore. Uh, the one thing that might work out for me is exercising in a pool because it's not that immediate shock to your body when you're, running or running. Yeah, I could do that. Doing any kind of other exercise, you get in and you're you almost don't even notice it when you're in water, but while the whole time you're in water, you're pushing against that water, but it's a nice uh subtle push instead of it being like, holy shit, I'm riding this bike and it's gonna kill me. So she's gonna make me go exercise later, y'all, which is fine. Hydrotherapy, basically Circa Zero. I wish there was a pool closer. It's still not horribly far away, but we're gonna have to go. Gonna have to go get in the pool today. I need water wings. I wonder if I still remember how to swim. Please say I'm altering the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further. All right, look, we had this conversation on Lords of the Night last night. My voice is fucked enough. I'm not just going to sit here and repeat things you want to hear. I love you guys, but the gravity getting out can hurt like hell, though. Yeah, I get you nuts. I'll just go slow. Go slow. By the time you guys hear me tonight on Lords of the Night, I might be in a lot of pain, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Um, Plus, I think there's a liquor store in that town. Maybe I'll get some liquor to make you feel better. Ryan, what is that movie from? That is from Empire Strikes Back. That is what Darth Vader says to Boba Fett. No, not to Boba Fett, to Lando Calrissian. He says, that wasn't part of our deal, or giving them to the bounty hunter wasn't part of our deal. I'm altering the deal. Pray I don't alter it further. Yeah. Plus, it's been used a lot of times since then. So, who else remembers service merchandise? I have no idea what that's even is. What is service merchandise? That sounds like service merchandise. Anyhow, don't forget, there was a new video up yesterday. Did you guys watch that? I hope you did. I hope you did. Um, it was still on the E. Jean Carroll thing, and I realized because of timing, I had to stop the video for a little bit and come back to it. It's not as timely, as it should have been. CNN did, as of 2 days ago, they were still writing about it on their site, but they took the crazy bitch off the network. They're not Avenattiing her anymore. Some Dutch dude over on the Streamlabs, thank you so much. Muggy, thanks for providing entertainment despite your condition. It's my friend's birthday. His name is Rowan. I do not expect this song, but it would be appreciated. Think of your voice. Hey, hang on. Rowan, some Dutch dude asked if I would sing to you for your birthday. And yeah, I will. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rowan. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Rowan. And no, the bad singing there is not because of my voice. It's just how I sing. Zombie Teddy says the whole thing with vegan canes is how I found your channel. Yeah, I got some decent traction out of that, actually. It was funny because after that whole thing, I forget how many subs he had. He had a ton more than I did, but he actually lost subs over that debate where I gained a bunch. It was funny as fuck. I actually made a video about that, indeed. Anyway, back to E. Jean Carroll. So, as untimely as it may seem because of the way the press just dropped that bitch like a hot potato, rightfully so. It's still a interesting view at how the media is working right now. Because E. Jean Carroll, she never should have been taken seriously in the first place. If you read her story, she never should have been taken seriously in the first place. For those of you who don't know who E. Jean Carroll is, she's the woman who recently wrote a book. And in the book, she accused the president of the United States of raping her 25 years ago. Now, she says, I don't really think it's rape in one interview. And then in the next interview, yeah, I call it's rape. Thank you, some Dutch dude. Thanks. He did not expect that. And seriously, I hope he has a great birthday. And you're very welcome. She says that Donald Trump, wow. Well, first, let's back up. She says she ran into Donald Trump in Bergdorf, Goldman. I don't know what the fuck the name of the store is. I'd never heard the name of the store before this whole story, but apparently it is a high-end. It's how poor I am, man. It's a high-end New York retail outlet. I don't know if they sell like toys and video games in it, but they at least sell clothing. And she runs into Donald Trump. And okay, we're going to go. There's several versions of this story, so I'm trying to keep it to what she wrote. Okay. He asked her if she would try on some lingerie so he could see it as he could see it because he wanted to get it for a gift for his wife, who was Ivanka at the time. Ivana. I don't remember. Ivana was his wife, right? Ivanka's the daughter. Yeah, it was for his wife, not his daughter. Anyway, and she says, well, I think you should try it on. And then for some reason, they both went to the dressing room together, with her saying that she just thought it would be funny to see him in it. She wants me to believe that she seriously went to the dressing room with a man who had asked her to try on lingerie because he was going to try it on, which, by the way, would have made you seen his dick. Um, um, because they went into the dressing room together. It's not like she was waiting outside. But her story is that she went into the dressing room with him. Then he immediately pinned her against the wall and smooched on her and pushed his shoulder into her to pin her against the wall. And then with one hand, he pulled her tights down. And then he took that same hand, unzipped himself, spread her open, and slipped his wiener in. All while they're standing up. Uh, she doesn't say this in that storytelling of it, but later on she says that she did struggle the whole time. All right, you were struggling the whole time, and while you were standing, presumably with your legs together, he was able to pull down your tights far enough to have access to your vagina, and he did that with one hand. Now, I've taken tights off women before. My wife occasionally has worn them, and I'm happy to take them off if she needs help. Um, they're not easy to get down with one hand. You kind of have to use two. Um, with legs together, unless that woman had a severe thigh gap. I mean, that's her. Ryan says there's nothing tight about that woman. Look, man, she was nuts. That bitch is fruity as a box of fruity cocoa pebbles. Fruity cocoa pebbles? Fruity pebbles. I fucked that one all up, but I'm not even gonna try to save it. She then went on Allison Camerata, and in that morning she said that she didn't think it was rape, and Allison had to tell her, "No, this was rape. You were raped. He raped you." Which, by the way, not a good look for a journalist to be sitting there screaming that the president raped somebody, especially based on this bullshit notion this bullshit story that she told us. But then she went on to Anderson Cooper. And Anderson Cooper, he's got like this 5-minute setup where he's telling us all about how she's the 15th woman to come forward with a, and I quote, credible story, credible allegation, credible story. And he's really mad that Donald Trump said she's not my type. Now, that might not be the best thing to say about somebody who's accused you of rape. But it's also not wrong. I mean, why is that wrong to say? I don't get this. I really don't understand why everybody's so upset about that line in particular. He said she's not my type. Yeah. And what's the problem with that? For Anderson, it was, this is the kind of thing that you would say to somebody who's trying to set you up on a blind date, not about somebody you were accused of raping. She was my type is the right thing to say. Look, he'd already come out and absolutely emphatically denied it. And according to what you hear later in the Anderson thing, he did it when he said she's not my type too. She said, first of all, he's not my type. Second of all, this never happened. It did not happen. But all anybody can focus on if you don't like Trump is, he said not my type, which is fucking stupid. Why the fuck is my phone blowing up? Okay. Sorry, guys. I got to check those things because it's morning. People are waking up and sometimes they need my attention. Anyhow, so they have her on there. And Anderson is, even as crazy as she is up until this point, he's still, what's the word? Humoring her with this goddamn ridiculous ass story, right? And then he says, that's one definition of rape. And she goes, that's the definition of rape, which is a complete change from what she had said earlier in the morning on CNN, the same goddamn network. And he goes, okay. She goes, but I don't use that word. So I think most people think rape is sexy. Like, what did you say? Now, Lady Monkey had not heard anything about this, and she was watching my video yesterday because she's a sweetheart. And When it got to that point, when before I had responded at all, just where the crazy lady says, "I think rape is sexy," Lady Monkey went, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's what the bitch said," which is also Anderson's view of it, because suddenly they went to break, and he promised her they'd come back. He What would he say? "I'll see you on the other side." And then she just quietly disappeared. Miles Kinzo, thank you. Hey, Monkey, did anyone see a picture of this woman at the time? She looked like the Joker. Also, wasn't she in her 50s at the time? Yes, she was. According to her in the Anderson Cooper one, thank you for the donation. And Anderson Cooper interview, she says that Trump said to her, "You're so old." And then apparently, after telling somebody that they were so old, he's like, "I really want to see this old woman in her underwear." That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. We all know Donald Trump is known for going around banging older women. Wait, no. No, he trades in his women every few years when they get too old. That's right. Anyway, um, but the bigger overall problem here is not even this crazy woman. It is how the press treated this one. Everybody jumped on this, and the New York Times. I briefly mentioned in there, and I didn't have the story pulled up. I have read it. You can go read it. It's by the same people who it's the cut. New York Magazine is the one who printed the excerpts of this book, which is where all of this came from. That include the rape allegation, and that's on the cut. And if you go to the cut, you can also find a story about how bad the New York Times was and how they apologized for not not printing the story on their front page and not taking it seriously enough. This was on the same, I think it's the same day that the Anderson Cooper video came out. And they haven't said anything about it since, really. They're like, oh, no, we made the right call there. But yeah, the whole media is all over this. Her story made no fucking sense. Not to mention, this bitch, she accuses like 15 different people of sexual assault, going all the way back to her childhood, a childhood friend of the family. That's where this all started. A child that she tells us was sexually abused by his parents, specifically his dad and his uncle, I believe. But that same kid, he got fostered into a family that her parents know because she's affluent, and she hung out with this kid when he was 6 or 7 or 8, I think is the age range she says. And he used to shove things in her. Yep, that's what she said. Um, she doesn't really think that's a problem though. They did all kinds of mean things to each other, um, including pouring hot embers on each other's heads, you know, for play. Um, and then she goes on to tell a tale. There we go. Tell a tale of when she was in the Girl Scouts and her scoutmaster felt her up, and then a Hollywood producer. Yeah, just like every man she's ever met, which is funny. In her Anderson interview, she goes, "It's not like this happens all the time. According to your fucking book, it seems like it happens every day." Dear Lord, woman, what do you do? Run around with a sign saying, "Please assault me"? Nut says, so she's always been insane. Yes, yes, she has. Man, Girl Scout masters are usually women, and not this one for some reason. I don't remember the reason. I don't know if I even saw a reason for why a man was involved in that, but he was her hero, yo. He was her hero. And then one time when they were out on was it in the canoe? On the canoe, he started putting his hands up her shorts and under her blouse. And that happened all summer. And then the next summer, she just avoided him the whole time. Avoided him the whole time because she remembered. Like, what? All right, look. All right. I'm not saying you're crazy, but you're fucking crazy. They, it's just one scandalous bullshit story after another. We found out that the story she tells about Donald Trump was actually a plot line in Law and Order SVU, Special Victims Unit. Now, I saw the clip. There's a lot of people who say it's identical. Now, the clip I saw, it's not identical. It's very close. It is very, very close. There's a guy being questioned about his picadillos with this woman. And he says that yes, he meets up with this same woman or with this woman at that same store, Goodman, Berg, whatever, the exact same store that this lady's claiming, and that they would go into the dressing room and have the simulated forced sex kind of thing. And so yeah, I mean, the bitch was watching TV and go, "Oh, there's a story for my book. I'll just plug in Donald Trump's name." Um, It's not exact like most people are saying. I haven't seen the whole episode, so maybe it gets that way, but at least in the clip I saw where the guy's explaining how he has sex with a woman like that, it's not identical, but it is really, really close. And when we all first heard it, it's like, that sounds like a bad romance novel, because it does. The way she wrote it is just, ugh. Guys, sorry about my voice. I am sick. It's not. This is, I promise you, I'm talking at full speed. There's no filters on. This is just me right now. This is what happens when you have a naturally deep voice and you get sick. No, I'm not drunk. God damn. I'm gonna spend most of today telling you people that I'm not sick. Um, it's not identical because Ice T isn't there in real life. Well played, sir. Well played indeed. But anyway, the way the press reacted to this story, given how fucking stupid the original story was, I didn't even need to be told, hey, this was part of an SVU thing, or hey, this crazy bitch thinks that rape is sexy. Um, I just listened to the story. And again, the women, if there's women in the audience, and I know there are a few, if you wore tights before, press one in chat if it's easy to take them off with one hand, or two in chat if it usually requires two hands. You're going to sing some Barry White. To be honest with you, I don't know very much Barry White, so I couldn't do that if I wanted to. But no, I'm not. Maybe I'll sing It's a Small World. It's a small world after all. Anyhow, yeah, look at them twos come in. You know why? Because tights are tight. Pulling them off with a woman who's fighting you with one hand, fuck off. The story made no sense. And then, if you've ever had the sex standing up, which I have, it's actually one of my favorite positions. Standing up, face to face, bam, that's awesome if you can pull it off. Luckily, I have my short legs that makes it easier for my for sex with my wife. But there is you kind of have to work it in there. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to get graphic, but according to her, Donald just like whoop, slipped it right up in there hard. Now, if you know anything about the anatomy of men and women, you still got to kind of get down a little bit before you go in there, unless she actually has a front hole. I mean, if it's right on the front, I guess that would make sense. But it's actually kind of down and under. You know what I mean? If you've, you know. Anyhow, I don't want to get too much more graphic, but her story made no goddamn sense, and the press ring. Why aren't we paying attention to these credible stories? Because they're not credible. Most of them are fucking stupid. Most of them are. He kissed me once. Shut up. Uh-oh. Hang on a sec. Oh, good. Coughing is starting. That'll make this a lot more fun. Mm. Pumpkin's sick too, poor thing. She has a respiratory infection. And I was playing with her the other day. So she could have been the one that got me sick too. That's why I stay in my room locked away with an air filter so these people can't get me sick. Eric Hammer says, I come from the land down under. There you go. Best I got. Thank you so much for the donation. Remember, guys, if you'd like to donate to the show, that's how I keep going. Well, it's not how the show keeps going. The show is actually free to produce, except for bills and everything. But it's how I eat. And yeah, I guess it is how I pay for internet and everything. So if you'd like to support the show, now would be a great time to do so. Links are around. Dee, 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 dee. Uh, we have word that Andrew Yang's mic was turned off during the Democratic national debate. Mm, mm. Poogie says, Monkey, you sound black. I get told I sound black anyway. So one like is one shot of cold medicine. You trying to kill me, Far? Cold medicine's stronger than alcohol because it's got the alcohol in it and then some other stuff, man. But anyway, so yeah, Andrew Yang, long shot, rich candidate who wants to give everybody over the age of 18 $1,000 a month because of automation that hasn't happened yet. And without telling them that if you're on entitlement programs right now, he would take all of those away. He was trying to talk during the debate and you couldn't hear him. And thinking back, I remember the moment Tim Pool put out a short or link to a short video, and I'm going to find it and throw it into the chat so you guys can watch it yourself. I remember when this moment happened because while we covered this live, it's over on D Live. It was on Satsu's D Live channel, so he didn't get in trouble the way I did. At this moment, Satsu or Sinatra, he went, Yang's trying to talk, and we never heard him. But there's Tim Pool's link. And if you watch that, you can see him try to speak, and no sound comes out. Meanwhile, Kirsten Gillibrand, who was being an annoying twat all night, you could hear her just fine. So, DNC, look, I said there was a lot of the people up there who probably didn't belong up there. But if you're going to have them up there, you got to be fair about it. You can't pull the Bernie shit from not 4 years ago now, 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago at this point, I guess. So they screwed Yang over like Bernie. Yeah, Maniac Man. They didn't let him speak. And I wonder if that's why the rest of the night he just kind of took it, because it was weird to me that he didn't fight harder. And I said that I think that night, actually. He didn't fight for it at all. Maybe it's Monkey in the Morning the next day. It was like he didn't care. Where even the Cosby woman at the end there, she was like, "Rrr." And Yang was the only one, and you might say, he was being respectful, but okay. But you still have to get your message out there. You still have to fight for, you gotta show that you care in some way. And oh, whoops, they shut him off. Huh. Now, if it was me, I'd have gone over to the mic next to me and started screaming, but that's why I get in trouble all the time. I thought Satsu was white, Monkey black, and Polly and Scribe the same person when I first started listening. Yeah, backwards, and no. Yeah, I'm white, Satsu's black, and Polly and Scribe are definitely different people. Just like Bernie in 2015, he got too popular. Look, what the DNC did to Bernie was stupid. It was just stupid. There was no need to. He was far enough behind. He wasn't going to win. There was the very, very, very small chance that he could do to Hillary what Obama did. Because if you actually go back to 2008, 2008, the primary of 2008, Hillary was winning for quite a while. And then Barack took over and just kicked her ass the rest of the way. And there could have been a convention fight, but Hillary backed down. So if the party was like, okay, we don't want to have a repeat of that, Bernie could make this happen, maybe. But it was highly unlikely. Very highly unlikely. And the party doing that, they just made themselves look bad. 'Cause everybody forgets this, except for my audience, because you guys are smart. Hang on a second, guys. I'm so sorry. Keep having to clear my throat. Can't get enough of your love, baby. Um, the reason that we know about the Russian meddling and the WikiLeaks, why they were brought into the meddling scandal, was because whoever it was that fished the passwords out of some DNC employee and used it to go through their emails revealed the fact that the DNC were a bunch of dirty cheaters who stacked the deck for Bernie Sanders or for against Bernie Sanders for Hillary Clinton. That that gets lost in all of this. Like, oh, that's right. Oops. Um, and they really didn't have to do it. They made themselves look horrible, and I guess they never thought they were going to get caught. But then when you get busted doing that, and you get so much shit for doing that, at least come out and say, "Look, that was a technical difficulty. We didn't mean to keep Mister Yang's mic off. We can clearly see it happen. Can clearly see it happen." Everybody else was able to yell over everybody else, but when Andrew Yang tries doing it, his voice just cannot be heard at all. There's not even like a hint of it. I mean, look, guys, we screwed up. My bad. Oops. That's all you gotta say. That's all you got to say. But they're not gonna do that because they're not smart enough. Um, I don't want to say they're not gonna do that because there is the off chance they will, and like I said, they had a brain among them, they would. France's hottest day in history. Dun 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 dun. European heat wave shatters June records in 6 nations, and France set a new all-time record. Oh, God, I hate these things. You know why? Because they don't know that. They always say all-time record. No, 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 no. Recorded history. Um, yes, saying record implies that if you know what they're talking about. But what they're saying here, what they're implying to the people actually is France has never been hotter. And the reality is we don't know that. There's actually evidence that yeah, it has. An all-time record was preliminarily smashed in France on Friday when a temperature of 114.6 degrees Fahrenheit was reported in some France city in southern France. Wonder if it was hotter there when the Nazis were anyway. In addition, at least 12 stations saw a temperature higher than the previous national record on Friday. Ooh, you know what you guys should do over there in Europe because apparently it's really hot over there. Try this out. It's something we tried. Air conditioning. You're They're going to kill a whole bunch of old people again. They keep doing this over in Europe. They keep killing old people because they don't have air conditioning. I keep forgetting that formatting text doesn't work in stream chats. I I get what you're saying there. Yeah, hit the like button, guys. Breaking previous records going back 4 billion years ago when the Earth was a molten mass. Right, Kevin Brambles? Um, yeah. There's this is something I've talked about before when I discuss this stupid global warming shit. If you go back to the 90s, um, they always talked about recorded history, the warmest in recorded history. And if you looked into it, they would even tell you we only had adequate records, reliable records for about 48 years, 48 to 50 years. I don't know why 48 was the number, but going back basically to the 40s. So when you look at hottest day in history, and you still apply that, which by the way, now they say it's like 120 years or some stupid shit like that. We're not even talking a full century. We don't even have a full century of reliable data on this. But don't worry, you guys. It is the hottest ever. Dun dun dun. Killing old people's cheaper than AC, especially if you have free healthcare. You're not wrong there, Red. Um, Shio says it's still impressive. Is it? Uh, Things go to extremes. At this point, at the hottest on record, I think they'd be like, no big deal. Look, man, get some air conditioning. Y'all be fine. Keep your ass in the house for a couple of days. It passes. You're fucking Europe. It doesn't stay hot there. Um, all you have to do usually to 1939 to see they're not telling the truth. Yeah, I mean, they're look, I'm not getting into the whole global warming debate, but they do lie about this shit and they really need to stop it because it's not kind of dirty. It's very dirty. Be honest about it. Why is that so hard? Oh, wow. Ivy League killer's murder conviction came down to a can of Coke. Huh. Uh, he was cooked by a Coke. Is that the best opening line for that? I feel like there would be a better one. Let's see. He was carbonated by a Coke. No, that doesn't work, does it? I will figure something out later. Jurors in the murder trial of pampered Princeton grad Thomas Gilbert Jr. said their guilty verdict eventually came or turned on a can of soda. The can of Coke. It was really our aha moment, said juror number 11, Stephen David Torres. The juror was referring to the moment when Gilbert showed up unannounced at his parents' Turtle Bay apartment on January 4th, 2015, and sent his mom, Shelley, out for a Coke and a sandwich. Shelley Gilbert testified that her son knew full well that she never kept that beverage in the house. The panel of 12 jurors was initially split on Gilbert's case and wrangled for 2 contentious days on whether to find him guilty by reason of mental defect. There was a lot of emotion. One side yelling, he's guilty, he's guilty. The other side yelling, he's not, he's sick. Can we look, even if he was sick, he's still guilty. He fucking did it. Then another juror reminded the panel that Gilbert had asked his mom for a can of Coke to get her out of the house so he could fatally shoot his hedge fund millionaire father, Thomas Gilbert Sr. Oh, yeah. I mean, if you're trying to say that he was just insane and he used that as a way to get his mom out of the house so he could shoot his dad, that shows he had what's the word? Um Cognitive thought. I don't know what the fucking word is there. He knew what was going on. Just give the French an excuse to drink more wine and blame their stench on someone else. Look, I did see in the pictures about that whole France being warm thing that they were all in the water trying to cool off, and I think that's a good thing for them. But I don't want to see old French people die. That's all. That's all. The There was a heat wave a couple years ago. Was it 2 years ago that killed a bunch of old people in France, or not in France, in Spain? We were told in Australia that we would be in a perpetual drought. Not long after, we had some of the worst rain and floods we'd ever seen. Well, dangerous spaces. That's exactly why it's called uh, climate change now instead of global warming, because it used to be it was global warming. And then people start noticing, because it's going to bring droughts. And then it's like, it's flooding here and it's been cold as balls for 6 weeks. And like, climate change. Yeah. Oh, God. Dad impregnated teen stepdaughter, threatened to kill her family. Yeah, we're going to skip that one. Oh, guys, did you see? God, who was it that put that tweet out? I wish I could remember. There's some stuff has come out about Joe Biden, guys. So the other night in the debate, Kamala Toe Harris challenged um, Joe Biden on his position on busing during segregation, and I I was with Biden because what Biden was basically saying is that is a thing that comes down to to the states. And it really should. And I realize that's not what we do anymore. We just let the Supreme Court decide everything. But Biden was, making it sound like, hey, I just want it to be, just a states' right thing. NPR, for whatever reason, apparently they don't like Biden, dug up old audio or old interview with him where he said he was he would support a constitutional amendment to end busing. Joe, that's a little different than just thinking about state. Oh, I actually brought that story up. I should be able to find it in my history if I scroll. Yeah, so he was not just against busing the way he tried to make it sound, but uh, actually out there like, look, guys, we should make a constitutional amendment to keep the Negroes away from the white folk. All right, I made a little mean there probably, but where'd that story go? There it is. Listen, Biden supported a constitutional amendment to end mandated busing in 1975. Oh, did they actually have the audio? Oh, yeah, I guess they do. In 1975, one of the most divisive cultural and political issues of the time was busing, the practice of putting black and white children on buses and sending them to different schools within school districts to achieve integration. Blah, blah, blah. Here's the full quote from the transcript. Answer, I guess, is the person questioning. What about a constitutional amendment? I asked Biden. Isn't that what you're going to end up supporting if you want to stop court-ordered busing too? Biden, that would clearly do it. We're trying to figure out whether or not we can come up with an innovative piece of legislation that would limit the remedy, and I don't honestly know whether we can come up with something constitutional. And if we can't, I will not in an attempt to eliminate busing violate the Constitution. I won't do that. The only way if I'm going to go at it, I'm going to go at it through a constitutional amendment if it can't be done through a piece of legislation. Dun dun dun. Man, I don't know. I don't know. Mm, 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 mm. Joe, man. Ouch. That's gonna be hurtful. That's gonna hurt him. Because all they gotta do is pull up that quote, have Cory Booker throw it on a commercial, and bam, you get fucked up, man. Still can't say monkey. Oh, yeah. Sorry, guys. If you can't say monkey in my chat, it is not my fault. Can't say ranting monkey. I actually had somebody yesterday. If you're responding to my videos, and at least for the first hour or two, I try to answer every comment. I can't do all of them anymore because you guys are way too kind to me and are nice enough to engage very well. But I try to do it for like the first hour or so. And if you respond to my response and it does that at ranting monkey thing, erase it. Because there are people who can't speak to me in my comments now. It kicks their comments out. Like, Jesus, son of a bitch. Thank you, YouTube, for the engagement help, you dicks. And they still haven't answered me. Maybe I'll bug them today, see if there's anybody at the office I can piss off about that. The longer you're in office, the more skeletons in the closet to be found. You know what, Judge? He was very adamant yesterday, that it should be up to the states. And, maybe he has a rationale. Maybe he has a rationale that it was going to be a constitutional amendment to leave it up to the states. But I can't believe he didn't think, oh yeah, there was that time that I supported a constitutional amendment against busing. Because Jesus Christ, man. Oh man. Biden goofs again while defending against Harris debate. Barbs, what do you do now? Guys, this is Joe Biden, if you like him or not. He is a strong politician. He really is. But he also fucks up constantly. There's a reason they called him Crazy Uncle Joe. Because he's insane. He doesn't even know what the fuck he's saying half the time. Anyhow, let's hit up our hashtag. I don't know how long I'm going today, guys. So that my throat is really fucking sore. And I don't know what time Lady Monkey's taking me out to exercise. Oh, she's I'm like her puppy. She's taking me out to get some exercise. Uh, London Zoo celebrating its famous gay penguins. I saw this story earlier. Thanks for sharing it there, Far. I didn't read it. I just saw the headline. London Zoo is celebrating its famous gay penguins, and it wants you to get over it. Some penguins are gay. Get over it. Ronnie and Reggie are two of the London Zoo's most famous animals. And with LGBTQ Pride Month underway, zookeepers are celebrating the animals' love. The two Humboldt penguins got together in 2014, the zoo says. A year later, they adopted an egg abandoned by another penguin couple and raised young chitin until he left the nest. They remain as strong as ever and are often found snuggling up in the nest box together. As a result, are they sure they're gay and not just incels? Just throwing that out there. I mean, do they? This is going to be a crass remark, but do penguins butt fuck? I'm imagining oral sex is out of the question. They got those beaks, right? How do they know they're gay and that they're not, just friends? Um, do they rub each other's wieners? I don't get it. Uh, and frankly, I don't want to. I don't want to know how they know they're gay. They probably played Wizard of Oz for them, and they really, really liked the movie, so that's why they're gay penguins. You really should gargle with hydrogen peroxide and water. Tastes awful, but will knock out a sore throat usually in a day. Well, if I'm getting what Lady Monkey had by tomorrow, I'm not going to be able to leave my bed. So I'm not sure gargling will do it. Read the article and it explains. I skimmed the article. I didn't see nothing about the sex. The topic is well, this article doesn't. Okay, here they remain as strong as ever and often end up found snuggling in the nest box. As a result, the zoo is dedicating a night in early July to Pride celebrations. Some penguins are gay. Get over it appears on a mini banner in the penguin's habitat and pays homage to Stonewall's Get Over It campaign, the zoo said. Um, I thought Pride Month was this month. Visitors will be able to learn about gender and mating in the animal kingdom at a pride themed talk where they'll discover just how common same sex pairings are, from penguins to pandas to goats and giraffes. The topic of same sex mating among animals has been one of great debate and growing interest among researchers. In many cases, the scientists do not fully understand why animals exhibit such behavior. Last year, two male penguins in Australia welcomed a chick after the zoo gave them an egg to care for. This doesn't say anything about whether they butt fuck or not. You lied to me. Dinah B, thank you. Feel better soon, monkey. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And this doesn't answer anything about whether or not they saw these two penguins going at it. It just says they raised somebody else's egg. Yeah, let's see. What else we got here? And look, I don't really care if penguins butt fuck. I'm just curious. I'm curious if that's how they know. Because if it's just two penguins who snuggle together and that's anyhow. Chris Matthews asked Kamala Harris to explain why she doesn't hate white people. Um, that's our press, yo. Um, Shortly after Senator Harris finished her cool down exercises after forcing her pinky to Barack Obama's brain into submission with a rear naked chokehold before a live television. Oh, this is the one from The Root, isn't it? Michael Harriot. Yeah, you overly wordy, trying to be funny, idiot. She sat down with Chris Matthews to explain how she acquired the can of whoop ass she opened and poured over former Vice President Joe Biden during Thursday's Democratic debate. During the interview, which focused on Harris, or how Harris dealt with segregation, systemic Yeah, systematic. Yeah, that's systematic. Inequality and the experience of having her white. Sorry, systemic and systematic are way too close to each other. Having her white friend's parents shun her because of her race. Matthews posed the most revealing question of the night. This is really important to people of all background and ethnicities. I don't like the word race, Matthews began. How did you come out of that and not have hate towards white people generally? You know, that's actually a fair question because one, it recognizes that that can happen with humans. You there's somebody of a race or a sex or a nationality, even damn French that you have a bad experience with, so you just blame them all. That's a human thing to do. Um, it's an adult thing to do to grow past that. So if I was Kamala, I'm just like, because I'm an adult. But here's her answer. Flabbergasted at first, Harris quickly gathered herself and informed Matthews that most Americans do not conduct themselves that way, before explaining that one experience doesn't necessitate hate. Quote, but we cannot deny that there are too many children, black children in America who have had that experience. Children of color who have had that experience, be they Latino, Asian, or black, that happens in America. I So remember, guys, white people are going to be racist to you. They're going to make you go to separate schools. That's how old is Kamala? Is Kamala, I mean, 75? Yeah, I'm wondering where she was bused to. I'm not saying she wasn't bused, but um, it's. I just find it hard to believe that she had the tough life. My friend's parents wouldn't let them play with me because I was a honky, or they were honkies and I wasn't. Just watch your video. Is it just me, or does she seem intoxicated? I'm fairly certain that chick is just insane, my friend. And thanks for watching, Grizz. Um, I heard my alert go off. Um, Citron says, "Listen to the beginning. If it makes you feel any better, I'm out. I'm in time out for a week for using the term tranny." Oh, thank you so much for the donation. Yeah, you cannot say tranny over there, man. And definitely don't say it on Facebook. They'll kick you right the fuck off. Blair White got in trouble on Facebook for saying tranny. A tranny got in trouble for saying tranny. I don't know if you're allowed to say it in relation to a car because the transmissions have often been called trannies. Um, I don't understand why tranny is a bad word. I don't. I don't understand why that's a slur. It makes no sense to me. Um, what? Oh God, this is another one from Frosted Glass who had sent in the last one. This one's from Mother Jones this time, which document, reassure, keep calm. A behind the scenes look at training citizens to respond to ICE. At training citizens to respond to ICE. Basically, it's a yeah, they're training people. Make sure you keep your papers on you at all times, and if you see ICE, make sure you call. I'm not going to read all of that. If you guys want to, I will throw it in the chat here. I can't deal with illegals today. Just can we stop pandering to them? Democrats, they can't vote yet, right? Fuck. Oh God. All right. These are two stories that were read last night, and this one comes from Massive Dynamics. A pedophile and convicted child porn peddler says Desmond is amazing, is hot. Tom O'Carroll is the former chairman of the now disbanded Pedophile Information Exchange, or PI, a group that once campaigned for the age of consent to be lowered to 4 years old. He was also a prominent member of the International Pedophile and Child Emancipation. In December 2006, Carroll was jailed for 2.5 years for conspiring to distribute a cache of child pornography obtained from his co-defendant, which contained 50,000 indecent images. Um, in an article entitled "Desmond is truly amazing and hot," Carroll writes, "Child drag artist Desmond is amazing, is indeed amazing and hot. No wonder 11-year-old Desmond Napoles, I think as they say that, and other kids daringly diving into drag culture right now have provoked right-wing reactionaries into paroxysms of moral outrage." Yeah, that's what it is. It's because we're looking at Desmond and going, I'm so conflicted. No, it's because we're looking at him and going, Jesus Christ, it's a fucking child. What's wrong with you people? Um, and I don't know if this article gets into it. Um, Let me see. I don't think it does. Desmond's mom is like outraged by the what in the hell? How is that happening? Why is a pedophile looking at my child like that? Really? Really? You have to ask that? You're dressing him up as a chick and parading him around gay men for money. Uh, Where are you shocked? Ah, ah, ah. I Many of us have talked about the sexualization of children and the people doing it. And Desmond's mom, you're a stupid cunt. You know why it's happening? Because of people like you. That's why. You know what? Let's say your let's say your child does like dressing up as a girl and putting on makeup like that. Let him do it at home. Don't take him to a fucking gay nightclub. At what time was that? Like 11 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night, something like that? And let him dance on stage for men giving him money. What the fuck is wrong with you? This one comes from Colleen. Um, Sorry, there's not much more to say there. Give me this. There we go. Oh dear God. And I'm gonna share this one for you with you guys because I'm not sure I can show the pictures, but they definitely make this article. Um, Razor company praised for advert with women showing off pubic and armpit hair. A razor company has launched a new advert this week, which showcases women's body hair, including pubic and armpit hair. How many times are you going to say that? Are you going to give me that one more time? Razor brand Billy have released a new campaign to tackle the pressure of being summer ready. Y'all should see if y'all you really go check it out. It is uh these women with their hairy cooches coming out of their bathing suits. And we're not talking like a little excess hair. We're talking like, wow. Um, the company are encouraging women to love themselves and embrace their body hair if they so desire, or reach for one of their products if they prefer. The latest advert is thought to be the first to feature women showing off their pubic hair and has been praised by hundreds online for trying to end the stigma surrounding body hair. Um, the ad, which is part of their Red, White, and You Do You campaign, Red, White, and You Do You. Uh-huh. Shows women in swimming costumes by the pool and at the beach, with some having shaved their bikini line and others opting to let the hair down, so to speak. Um, Jesus. Sorry, I'm looking at the pictures here now. Excuse me. Billy launched in 2018 and quickly amassed support after launching Project Body Hair, which sent out an empowering message about women's armpit hair. Um, I need to talk about that sentence for a minute. An empowering message about women's armpit hair. You, um, is there anything women do that's not empowering, especially if it's like perfectly natural? Everything women do, and look, I know there's a lot of very smart women in our audience, so this isn't necessarily directed at you, but some women are fucking stupid. My period is so empowering. My ability to grow armpit hair is like so empowering. Shut the fuck up. It has nothing to do with empowerment, you idiots. Would they think it's empowering of guys in Speedos had pubes sticking out of the sides? Yeah, no shit, right? No, no, no. Our farts are empowering, I'm guessing so, Ebony, man. Everything women do that is natural is empowering. Now they're back and doing the same, but this time the focus is on pubic hair. Speaking about the advert, co-founder Georgina Gooley, she's a ghoul. Red, white, and you do you continues to emphasize our stance that shaving is a choice, not an expectation. To celebrate our 1 year anniversary of Project Body Hair in the beginning of summer, we wanted to challenge the notion of being summer ready. A lot of women feel pressure to remove their body hair when they're wearing a bathing suit. So we felt like it was the perfect time to get out there and say, no matter what you choose, you're summer ready. Uh, she added, historically, women's razor brands have portrayed body hair as socially problematic. In an attempt to sell more razors, they instill shame around having women's body hair. But look, nobody wants to see it. Nobody wants to see pubes unless you're watching porn. Nobody wants to be at the beach and see some fat dude's pubes poking out of his fucking shorts. Breathing is so empowering, right? Right, Far? God damn. Dear Christ Almighty. That's the world we live in, man. That's the fucking world we live in. Body hair is so empowering. Now, I will say this, and I'm not going to lie about this. Um, if you see a chick and she's in not necessarily a bathing suit, I remember seeing this when I was young. Women in short shorts, and they'd be just like one stray hair poking out. I'd be like, "Ooh, where's that leading to?" And that's fine. I mean, it is your choice, of course, but the pictures in that, okay, come on, come on. And again, I don't want to hear it's your choice. Why isn't why aren't you celebrating men's pubic hair? Why look, if you want to celebrate it that way, why not put women in shorts? Why not? You know why men don't have to shave their pubic hair? Because we have shorts. We keep it all covered. Oh, they're not a shorts brand. Damn, you say this is the world we live in, and I had a Genesis. This is the world we live in. Johnny Hellcat, thank you. No one needs to see your medieval bush, right, man? Just look, rather than not shave, put on shorts. If you're going to wear something that revealing, clean it up. Fuck. How about just wearing less revealing shit? Hang on, I got to tweet that one out. Less revealing shit if you wanna have a bush like I'll just say like that. There we go. It's the land of confusion. Yeah, right. Good song. Do I want to read anymore? My throat is getting really sore, guys. Oh yeah, Kim Kardashian is preparing for the bar in 2020. Good for her. Look, this is the first thing Kim Kardashian has done that I actually would give her any credit for. I do give her. I mean, she went to the White House and got Trump to get involved in those 2 cases with the people who've been in jail for way too long for their crime. Good for her on that, but you're gonna tell me, she built an empire. No, she didn't. No, she didn't. She got given a TV show, and a bunch of stupid people went, "Look, there's a rich fat chick on TV. I'm gonna buy her stuff." You have the flu monkey. I don't know what this is. I have a headache. My eyes starting to hurt, and my throat hurts like fuck, y'all. So you know what? I'm gonna wrap it up here. Non-Vitae Rex, thank you so much. He says, "Get well soon, monkey." I appreciate it. I really do. Guys, we will be on Lords of the Night tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. If all goes well, we will also be streaming on Satsu's channel for 7 Days to Die on 2 Cents Plus after that. Captain Dogs, thank you so much. The same women's who won't unkeep the body hair say beards on men are toxic. Don't forget, they want men to shave their chests and shit now, too. Eric Hammer, thank you so much. If I'm expected to clean up my pubes, I'm going to expect the same from you. Otherwise, I don't care what anyone else does. Keep them covered. That's all. I mean, that's all you got to do. Why do you got to wear a fucking why? Why do you got to wear a fucking panty basically out there to the beach? Put on some shorts. Nothing wrong with that. And then you can keep your fucking nasty pubes however you want them. However you want them. She built an empire. Is she Palpatine? I actually got into an argument, guys. I know I said we're wrapping up, but I just 1 or 2 more things. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. I got into an argument with several people over Paris Hilton. Y'all remember her? She. This was around the height of her popularity, and I simply mentioned she has no discernible talent. And this guy was very offended at that. Like, she built an empire. I'm like, no, she didn't. She's a rich cunt whose daddy made it possible for her to have all that. She didn't do anything for it. If she was just a club slut and not a very, very, very wealthy club slut, no one would care. Her brand would have been nothing. She wouldn't have got her own TV show. She'd have just been she'd eventually, got herpa AIDS and died in a gutter somewhere. You can't look. I'm not saying that these people should die in a gutter somewhere. People like her and Kim Kardashian, good for them for being, but don't fucking come in here and tell me they did something for it. They had, oh God. I'm not, I don't want anything to happen to them. If dumb people are willing to give them their money, that's fine. But don't forget the sex tape. Isn't it amazing, Michael? Both of the women we're talking about right now had sex tapes. Huh. How'd that happen? Huh. Couple of rich whores had sex tapes and ended up with brands because of it. Huh. Thank you, Johnny Hellcat. Taking the D isn't a talent. Hey, look, there's some chicks who have a talent for that, my friend. And on that, we really are going to wrap it up. Guys, thank you so much for coming and hanging out. Thank you so much for the donations. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. And thank you for the well wishes, man. I'm going to rest my voice for a little bit. I'm going to go see what Lady Monkey's plans are for today. And who knows, maybe I'll stream a video game in a little while. But for now, I'm going to go rest. So everybody, have a wonderful Saturday. Love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.